I moved out of my parents' place and into my own apartment pretty early on. I didn't have too many friends when I first moved out, and I didn't really know what kind of places I should go to make new ones. So I was fine with letting the social media algorithm set me up with random people. One night, this guy added me on Snapchat. His name was Lewis. I added him back, not thinking much of it. We began chatting after he sent me a selfie barely a few minutes later. The caption said, "Nice to meet you." He wasn't ugly, but he wasn't my type either. Just kind of a plain, average guy. Figuring I'd entertain it for a bit, I sent him a selfie back, saying, "Nice to meet you too." We ended up talking back and forth for a while. This continued on and off into the next week or so, then steadily for a few days, and before I knew it, we had a best friends badge and a streak going. Once we figured out we lived next to each other, we decided to meet up in person. I made it clear from the very beginning that this was a purely platonic friendship. He seemed okay with that, so we hung out a few times here and there. However, the more we talked on Snapchat, the more Lewis actually started developing feelings for me. He started offering to buy my groceries when we ran errands together. I insisted that I wanted to cover them myself, but he was becoming more persistent, tapping his card and paying for it. Afterwards, I reminded him that I just wanted to hang out as friends. I explained all over again that I wasn't ready for a serious relationship and I wasn't interested in one either. He just nodded and brushed it off, almost like he wasn't taking what I was saying serious. But over text, he became even bolder about his feelings, saying he wanted me to put more effort into our relationship and that he wanted to go on actual dates. For the 10th time, I had to tell him I didn't have any romantic feelings towards him and that I didn't want to be anything more than friends. It was getting annoying and weird as hell. The next day, I ignored his text while I was at work. It was just my luck though, that my motorcycle wouldn't start when I was trying to leave, and nobody was responding but Lewis. He offered to take me home and fix my motorcycle later. I stupidly agreed. Then he came to pick me up at my apartment complex. He asked to use my bathroom before leaving. I let him since he helped me out. When he came out of the bathroom, we went to hug goodbye, but something awful happened. While we were hugging, his arm slipped down from my shoulders to my waist. Then he pulled me in for a kiss. I began fighting him off, trying to push and shove him off of me. Finally, I hit him hard enough to get him to let me go, but it wasn't over. He backed me into a corner in my own apartment, then revealed himself to be the monster he truly was.
What is wrong with you? How could you do this to me?
You're such a goddamn tease. I'm tired of being friend-zoned. If you don't want to be with me, then I'm going to stop helping you.
I didn't ask for any of that.
Yeah? And what about your bike? You asked me to help you with that, didn't you?
That's different. How can't you see that?
You seem confused. So let me be 100% clear. You either get all of me or none of me.
Then I choose none. Now get out!
You still don't understand. If I can't have you, then no one can!
I hadn't seen my sister Kelly in a few days. I didn't think anything was wrong, but then I got a call from her work. They said she had a no-call, no-showed and left her bike in the parking lot, which was completely unlike her. She wouldn't respond to any of my calls or texts either, so I went to her apartment and knocked on the door, but got no reply. Becoming more concerned by the second, I went to the office and begged them to give me a key so I could check on her. They let me have one, and then I went back up to her apartment and opened the door. When I stepped inside, I saw the worst thing I have ever seen in my life. My sister was laying face down on the floor in a pool of blood. I dropped to my knees and sobbed, screaming, begging for it to be a dream, but I never woke up. My sister was dead. The police came, and they soon had their prime suspect, this guy she had been talking to who went by the name of Louis. They looked at my sister's Snapchat logs as evidence, then arrested him after finishing the investigation before the end of the day. Ever since she passed, our family has been shattered. Taking my sister away from us was the most selfish act that a man could have committed, and I hope he pays for it by living in agony for the rest of his worthless life.